Hey, what's up everybody? Prospector here with Watcher of Realms. Welcome to the channel. Guys, I had developed a brand new tool and came out with a new version of it as well, just to help you guys get through the struggles of Tide and GVG and everything else. And I've also had the help from Sebastian Canes. But anyways, without further ado, let's dig in. Alright, so as you guys know, they have the new Tide levels have been added to the game. So you can go all the way up to, well, let's actually check it out just a moment here. Go to the rewards. Goes all the way up to level 200, which is going to give you 2 more init soul stones. By the time you get there, a bunch of skill crystals, all kinds of things here. Legendary skill dust, you name it, diamonds, all kinds of rewards. And most of you guys are going to want to get this done, right? And even myself, I'm kind of struggling with right now. So I'm at level 170. We have suggested BP of 15.3 million. And I'm sitting at 14.3. I think some of the gear is just off of some of my heroes. But let's go look at what we have here right now. So you can see I'm going to have about like 1, 2, 3 healers in here. We have 1, 2, 3 marksmen. And we have 1, 2, I think 3 mages as well. And we have some defenders, a couple of fighters. I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fighters, and 2 defenders. There's all kinds of ways you guys can actually make your heroes a little bit stronger for completing Tide. And I'm going to show you that right now. If you go to your Tide talents, your basic talents, first off, you're going to want to max these out. If you're getting at the point like the 165, 70, whatever, you probably already have these all maxed out. I have extra to spare. And then we have the peak talents as well. As you can see, these are all, most of these are at level 30. I have the fighter one up to level 40. And I was trying to keep it just mostly even along the way here. So the reason that I was doing that is because I like to take advantage of all of these basic talents. So some of these will, if you have 2 melee units down, I want to say 2 fighter units down. Where's one of those here? It's a number. I don't know what it is. Anyways, so there's skills in here in the basic talents that add extra abilities based on how many units you have out, and I think it's 3 each. So if you have 3 defenders, 3 fighters, 3 healers, 3 mages, whatever, you get extra bonuses for all of them. That doesn't mean that the best way to complete Tide is going to be making sure you complete all of those. You might want to just forget about the extra boost from the healers and put extra fighters on the field or extra mages on the field. It really depends on you, but an easy way of going about this is just kind of like balance it out. Try to get 3 healers, try to get 3 mages, and if you're going to do anything, add extra fighters because those guys seem to have the higher BP. Now, as you can see, I am failing this at the moment, so I'm going to show you the new tool now. If you head on over to prospector.gg with the ugly ad showing up in my nav bar, not supposed to be doing that. Let's refresh. All right. Sorry about that. By the way, you can, for $20 a year, get rid of all the ads, and you also get yourself a special rainbow color thing that goes around, or border that goes around your avatar in the forums. It's pretty cool. But anyways, you're going to head over to tools, and you're going to head over to the BP tier list. Now, this is going to show you all of the heroes by default. Highest to lowest, you can select a fighter. So if you want to find, you know, the highest BP hero in the fighter category and have it list down, this is the way to do it. You can also change it to Awaken 2. You can see at Awaken level 2, Jira passes Maw. And yeah, it pretty much stays that way through the rest of the group. If you switch over to Defenders, you can see which ones are better. The Defenders are a pretty decent one to skip because it seems like as long as you have healers on your fighters, you know, you don't really have to worry about them too much, and their BP is not impressive just out of the gate. But anyways, so the upgrade to this tier list, because this was here before, is being able to click on My Heroes. So we'll click My Heroes, and you can see now it's organized all of my heroes that I have set up in my hero roster. I'll show you just in a moment how to do that. from highest to lowest. So I have a Setrum A5, so it's grabbing that number A5, putting him at the top of the list because 123,751 is apparently the highest I can pull off. Now Hex is going to be second place at 121.620, but he's Awakened level 5. A Uridan is A0, so that's why he's falling into third place. Otherwise, if he was A1, he'd be right at the top, okay? Valkyra is going to be at 120. Maw is going to be at 119 at Awakened level 1. Awakened level 2, you can see how it's organizing based on your awakening. So it's a really handy tool. It also looks pretty decent if you bring it down to in mobile. And it looks like this. So, I mean, it works out pretty good. You guys can just go in there and see which heroes you should focus on as far as gearing and which one heroes you're going to put in there. If you're trying to max out your Tide, what I would suggest is you go to your healers and you select your top 3 healers. Then you go to your mages. You select your top 3 mages as far as BP goes. Then you go to your marksmen, select your top 3 marksmen, and your defenders, top 3 defenders. Of course, you can skip, and you fill out the rest of the roster with your fighters because they're going to have the highest BP. All right. You do want to try to get that 3 into your Tide, but like I said, if you kind of experiment a little bit. If you have heroes that have a really high BP, and even though you drop a healer and you lose that extra benefit, consider just running that hero, right? Just drop a healer, drop a defender, whatever, and just run the higher BP hero. You can also use this for GVG, all right? And the way I would suggest doing that is going to My Heroes, activating that, click on Lord, and then you're going to want to grab your highest BP Lord, which is usually Yolvar if you have them. The higher awakenings for Ingrid and Praetus are really nice, and then you can see Araka's even kind of boosted up there a little bit. But when you get these heroes to higher awakenings, it's going to be a different story, right? But it really depends on what you have in your roster. Then when you first gear up your Lord hero, that's the one you want to focus on the most, because that's the one that's going to be used on a captain. It also gets a benefit. The highest, I think it's like a 1.2% bonus as well. It adds up to quite a bit. Then you can kind of come out here, unselect your Lord, and then take your top 4 heroes and then load those up for BP, right? Then you have your squad. So that's basically how you're gonna do it. Now, how do you get these heroes added to your roster? Well, you need to go over to first you need to make a profile. If you don't have one, log or register, sign up, log in, and then you click here and you go to profile and you go to My Heroes. Okay, this is going to take you to your My Heroes page, which is going to show your roster. That banner's in there again. I had to fix that. I hate ads as well, guys. I understand your pain. Website's really expensive. Sorry about that. We'll get that fixed eventually, so it can't show up in really stupid spots. Anyways, so you come in here and you're gonna have to set up all of your heroes, right? So you're gonna click on them to activate them. Then you click the plus button to bring them to the awakening that they are. And you go through the whole list. That's basically it. All you have to do to add your hero roster to the pool. You can also take this, copy this link, and send it to your friends. You can show them your hero list, whatever. If you want to star some heroes, you can do that. So if I want to star Neja, you can add Neja to the list of your favorite starred heroes, whatever. That's basically how that's going to work. Now, I need to set up my Tide team. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just click My Heroes. And we're just going to write down this list, build them out, put them in the roster, okay? Let's go back. We're going to start with Setrum. I already have a pretty good build for Setrum. Wish you'd have like a hero build option in Tide so you don't have to go in and out. Anyways, go to Setrum. We're going to equip him. I'll go over a little bit about why I equipped him with this. There is better options. Sometimes it really depends. So if you go to exclusive gear, it's going to show you what exclusive gear would be good on him. So you have like a Infernal Blast, and I think he has a weapon as well, which he's actually not wearing, which is weird. Maybe I don't have a good enough one. Yeah, I think that's what it is. The BP drops even though it's this exclusive piece because it's not a very nice weapon compared to these. That's why it's not on him. So you want to find his exclusives if you have them. That includes his artifact as well. You want to try to max out his artifact, and that's going to give you higher BP. As you can see, mine is at 115.359, so it's not quite matching the other one. It's because gear is not, it's not Cataclysm, it's not his exclusive gear. I don't have the Infernal Blast. I have one, but it's not nice enough. I've tried to equip it on him, just didn't work out well for me. But yeah, so that's the reason why I'm doing it this way and using Ageless Wrath instead. Otherwise, you would use his exclusive ring. If he had one, or the bangle, whatever, you know, whatever exclusive pieces they have, as long as they beat the stats out. So you have to try them both out. This is a case where, for me, Setram is better just in Ageless Wrath, and Wicked Vengeance on the left side without even having his exclusive piece, okay? So we're gonna just leave Setram as he is like that. He's sitting right around 115, 359. And then we're gonna go back to the website here. Hex is going to be next. I actually have a good build for him as well. And you'll see that my Hex is gonna be in Cataclysm, and he is going to outdo Setram. I think he does anyways, yeah. 121 to 723 by quite a bit. All right, so it really depends on what Sebastian Kane's put in there for those builds, but he tried to max them out and he used a universal build for most of them to try to figure out which heroes are ranking higher. So if you can't match what he has, there's a possibility that one of the other heroes might be a little bit better. All right, so on to the next one, and he also actually has the exclusive Suture of Caprice. So on to the next one, we're gonna go to Uridin. Uridin is at A0 with 121.4. I do have a pretty nice build for him as well because I'm using him for GVG. That's why these ones are kind of showing up so easily. Let's see, Uridin, where are you? My Uridin is in Ageless Wrath. You're going for attack percentage, quad rolls, attack percentage, quad rolls, attack percentage, quad rolls. You can always check your Ageless Wrath pieces to see if there's anything better, but basically what you do is just kind of click through them and see, well, do I have one better? Is it raising the BP? Is it lowering it? Pretty straightforward. But I do have a very nice exclusive piece for him, and that's what makes this very nice. We also have a very nice quad roll breastplate in Wicked Vengeance. Wicked Vengeance seems to be the high end for BP. Artifacts, Wailing Skull. Any fighter, you want to go with a Wailing Skull. If you don't have an exclusive for that hero, Wailing Skull is the go for the fighters. And then on the marksman, I believe the Bright Caller's Claw was pretty decent. So let's go over here. The 113.64. And then we're going to go over to the Spirit Siphon. 113.64. So the only thing that's really changing, I think, is if you make sure it's maxed out. Sharpshooter's Crest is going to even be at the same, I think. 113.64. You're really just going to go with the exclusive if he has it for the marksman, I think. I can't think of any other good option that's going to raise it any higher. So that's what you're going to go with for the marksman. And then the fighters, we're going to go for a Wailing Skull. So if you change this over to like a Shattered Hilt, he's going to lose a little bit of BP. So we're at 119.06. We'll change it over to Shattered Hilt. We're going to go to... Yeah, we see we lost 3k from changing over to that from Wailing Skull. So Wailing Skull is definitely the go-to. The goated... Where is it? Come on. There it is. Artifact for the fighters. Okay? Alright, so next hero. Oh, Valkyra. My A5 Valkyra should be able to beat Maw, but I think that I used... I mean, I guess I could build her up, right? 106. Let's see here. Maybe she has some exclusives that I'm not thinking about here. Attack speed, crit rate, crit damage. Just go like this. Yeah, we have some decent pieces we could probably roll out here. And this is going to be in North Ring. It's going to be Cataclysm. Let's see, I know there's an exclusive here. Very nice piece. Wicked Vengeance. And that should be it for her exclusives. So we're gonna grab another piece here for Wicked Vengeance and go like that. And then Cataclysm. I remember we're not building for GVG, so that's why I'm not focusing on the Lord. So if it was GVG, I would start out with the Lord and give that hero the best build that I could. So we just need to go Cataclysm. Need to get rid of this. If we have any flat attack ones. Yep, Hex has one on. This one looks pretty decent. Let's see. Grab it with the HP bonus. Probably not going to be the greatest build here. See, that's why you click around here, right? And you're going to find the best piece. Because it's really going to depend. The Hex piece that's on there is really nice. This one is just giving you HP, which is pretty good. It's really close to the flat attack bonus. That's why it seems so, right? Another one here. Big difference. Let's see here. I think I'm going to leave her at the 114.3. And then we also have her exclusive artifact on as well. So let's see if the Wailing Skull will beat that 114.3. I probably don't have another level one at level 25, but I do want to see. So I'll take this one off of Maw. Yep, so giving the Wailing Skull to Valkyra did increase her PP. So it's a huge thing, right? So, but I want to save that Wailing Skull for Maw. So I'm just going to go here and just use Glacial Wings. Going to be a big disadvantage to Valkyra in this case, but Maw was next on our list. Let's find his Wailing Skull. And there's probably some Nightmare. Right? In Cataclysm again, so it's probably going to be tight for me to actually be able to complete that. So that's something to keep in mind. Looks like I have the best one on there. Attack bonus, attack speed, crit rate, crit damage. Rid of the exclusive link. And select Cataclysm. Don't have the greatest pieces for this, and this is where Aegis Wrath might actually come in handy better, because even though I have an exclusive piece for him here, Aegis Wrath is probably going to beat it out. So let's go to Aegis. Alright, so Aegis Wrath. We'll leave Uridan with his piece, of course. It's a pretty nice piece. This is as well. Check the other ones. Good Vengeance. When I run out of the attack speed pieces, I just start throwing on the quad rolls for flat attack. Go this way. So here's another one. So this brought it to 109. So if I drop that, give him some HP. Gives him a little bit more, but let's go without the HP and just go through the pieces that we have. So 1383, 3000. Of course, that's for Setrum. Here's a piece. Another quad roll. It's gonna be hard to beat. Sorry about the long video. I think I'm gonna actually go into a time lapse at some point here and just come back with all my heroes built. You kind of get the idea, right? You're gonna be going for Wailing Skull on the fighters, on the marksmen, they're exclusives, or Spirit Siphon, or any of them just maxed out. It seems to be pretty good. And for the mages, you're definitely going to want to go for a Tier Twilight, or if they have their exclusive. Healers is kind of the same scenario. They either have an exclusive, or you're going to go for like Euphoric Orb, or probably Golden Scarab. Actually, let's see, 97.439 Golden Scarab. Yeah, so it's the same. Just if they have exclusive, use exclusive. If they don't, just use the highest level artifact you have for that class. Alright, so I'm going to go back into a time lapse, and I will be right back after I gear up all these heroes to bring into Tide. Alright guys, I'm back. I want to go and see how this turned out. You got to kind of just watch what I was doing. We were below the threshold of BP. So if you didn't know, for Tide, BP is all constrained to how it works. Really everything else doesn't even matter. So I didn't actually have Ingrid in there. So for Mage, let's take the top 3 that we had. We have a Nora in there, that's fine. What was the other mage here? Oh, Init, Honora, and Ajax. That's correct. Okay, so it's gonna raise our BP a little bit. As far as the defenders go, I didn't really do anything with these guys. Didn't run Ardia. Let's change it over to the fighters. Get those guys down. Alright, so we did know we went with Yurden. We went with Valkyra. We did bring Maw. And I brought Jira. Jira can go back still. And that was it for them. I think the marksmen were... We had Silas instead of Yovar. I don't know if that really made sense or not, but that's who's built, so that's why my BP is looking low. And what else do we have on the team? We have Hex and we have Setram. So those should be accurate as far as the healers go. Switch over to those. We have Eunomia, Eloin. Yes, we have Eunomia, Eloin, and Sadie. So that was accurate. Tacticians didn't matter. Now we have room for 2 more heroes. We're still at hard. A long ways away. A long ways away from making it happen here. I don't even think if I put 2 of these heroes down, that's going to help me. 15.3. Ooh, it's really close. So maybe if I did build up 2 more fighters. Try to check out the defenders quick. He's highest here. Oh, this one's here. 15.46. I got myself a little further on the list here. We still have Erlang Shen on the field. I'm actually not even sure what he's equipped with. And he is a defender. It looks like that's one of the problems too. So I could boost him up a little bit. Bring our numbers up a little bit higher again. Just by re-gearing our defenders here. Of course, like I said, you could drop your defenders and go straight 3 more fighters if you wanted to. It really depends on the BP of the fighters that you'd want to bring into the fight. Let's go and see how this works. Should be pretty straightforward. Should not have a ton of trouble. It really depends. With these 10 levels, sometimes bosses come in play that are a little rough around the edges. But it looks like so far, kind of handling it here. We use this first one here to stun them when they get close. Perfect. Just use it now. Should slow them down for just a moment. And hopefully he doesn't just destroy us. Usually they don't if you have the BP requirements met. We'll stun the dragon in, get some fire damage in there. Let's get those burns rolling. And it looks like we're going to take this Baron down like it was a cakewalk. He's not really hurting many people or heroes out here. So good, nice and solid, right? So that's just how you're going to, use the tool to build up your roster on the website and then basically know what heroes to focus on. And that's my goal for today, was to show you how to do that. In GVG, you're going to want to do things a little bit differently, okay? So you're going to want to focus on the Lord first, and then the few heroes that come after that. Or select Lord, pick your top Lord, and then the heroes that come after that when you unselect Lord. Those are the heroes you're going to use for GVG. Doesn't matter if they're fighters, defenders, whatever they are. If they show as high as BP for your awakening levels, those are the heroes you're going to go with. Try to use exclusive gear when you can, if you can, but always check to make sure that Aegis Wrath can't beat it out, or Wicked Vengeance can't beat it, whatever. Maybe Warlord can beat it out if your stats aren't as good as they should be. And that is all I have for today's video, guys. That's all I wanted to show you. I hope you enjoy the tool. This thing was quite the headache to get this My Heroes button to work. And thank God I finally got it done. It was the bane of my existence trying to get this to work. Anyways, I hope you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you sign up for membership at prospector.gg. Check out Discord. Join Discord, guys. There's plenty of people talking in there, chatting in there. And also make sure you follow over on Twitch. Leave a comment down in this comment section down below. I've been the Prospector. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep digging.